Hi, welcome to C Sharp tutorial. I'm Prabha. So today we are continuing the four classifications. So we saw the SQL classifications. In this classification, DADL and DML and TCL, DCL. Okay. So first we need to understand the create a database and table, and if trying to create a view, the structure of table database, we can how to create by using manual and like manually, and by using the query like that you can see. Okay. So then after we can go for the DML and TCL and DCL. So only this much classification only we have in the SQL. This, once if we understood, we will be familiar in the SQL, so we can create a complicated query also, and we can modify the data, and we can join many tables, and we can retrieve data to the front end user in the UI. Okay. So first we need to see the how to classify and what is the classification. So first we need to see the DDL concept. Okay. So for classification we have, first we can see in the DDL. Okay. Now I'm going to DDL means data definition language. So that is for creating the structure of DB and table, and like drop the table, truncate the table. If we are trying to create a view, so like that the structure we are creating. So how we can create using manual and using query. Okay. Okay. Now I am going to open the management studio. So with SQL Server Management Studio, I'm installing here 19. Okay. So in my system supporting this, so that's why if you want to open here, so just going to SQL like that, if you mention, it will come here. So you can open that SQL Server Management Studio once in the start button. Okay. Now the SQL Server Management Studio open, how we can connect first, then after how we can create the DB, that we can see. So we can connect different way. So one is like you mentioned dot, or else local, or else IP address, or else a server name, like that you can mention. Okay. Now you can see my server name is, this is the one. Okay. Desktop 7ml TP U8. Okay. So same name if you give here and try to connect, it will connect. Okay. So like this also you can give. Suppose I'm disconnecting here, again I'm trying to connect. Okay. So this time I'm going to click dot. Okay. Now if I'm going to connect, this also will connect. Okay. Suppose I'm going to give some IP address. Okay. What is the server IP particular? So to this I have a server name. So if you have this IP address, you can give like a server IP also, like this. Okay. Like this you can give and you can connect it. Okay. Or else you can type local also, that also will come. Okay. So now what I will do, I will give here my local server name and I will connect now. So my DB is connected. Okay. Now what I have to do, defaultly I have the DB like this. Okay, let it be. Now I'm going to start a new database creation. Okay, so manually first how we can create. Okay, that's we can see. So go to the database, right click and go to new database. Okay, it will ask to name. What is the name we need to give? So this is our SQL tutorial. So that's why I'm giving here SQL tutorial like this. Okay, SQL tutorial. Okay, like this I'm giving the DB name. Okay, or else you can give the caps also, no issue. Sorry. Okay, so tutorial like this I'm given. Okay, so caps are small, that's your wish, you can create. Okay. Now it will ask the primary, okay, group of the logs, how we can create the type. So it will create a some file location. If you want to give some DML DDL, like some log file you can keep somewhere. Okay. So you can choose some file place and it will keep the logs. Okay. So database files. Okay. MDF file and LDF file, something like that, it will track the file. So now I'm going to create. Okay. Sorry. So now you can see database created. Okay. Here if we go to here, you can expand this. We don't have any table, so it won't show any table. Okay. So if we, this is system table we have. Okay. But we need to create a separate table means right click and go create new table or something like that we can do. Okay, so once we need to create the database, then inside that only we have to create the database and the store procedure also we can see here. Programmability, I think so, yeah, store procedure, yeah. So here we can create a function, store procedure, triggers, whatever we need. Okay, so all those things we can create here by using query also, manually also. So this is now I'm created here SQL tutorial database manually. Okay, now database created, default it's these all features will come here once if we create the database. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to delete this database. How we can create it? So manually I'm trying to rename. Okay, rename also you can do. So rename means I will SQL tutorial, like this you can modify. So rename also it's possible. Suppose I'm going to delete this. Okay, I'm not this database I'm not required, so I need to delete. So we can go on and delete here, it will delete. Okay, click OK, so it will delete. Okay, now if I'm trying to create using query, so this is manual method I explain now. Now I'm going to query method. Okay, so now I am going to open the new query. Now I am going to create a DB. How we can create database and my name SQL tutorial. Okay, it's capsed on. So tutorial. Okay, like this I'm trying to create. Now I am going to run this query executing. Now you can see command completed successfully. Now if I'm going to refresh, what will happen? Just I'm disconnecting and again I'm connecting database. See, now SQL tutorial came. This database created. Okay, so now I can able to create like this using the query also. You can see all the structures came. Okay, now my question, like my requirement, like the database name is incorrect. So I am trying to create a altering the renaming the database name. How we can do? So just to mention alter database and database name SQL tutorial. Okay, SQL tutorial, this is our name. Now we have to mention modify name equal. How we can mention? Just to mention SQL tutorial, like that I'm mentioning. Okay, tutorial. Okay, like this I'm mentioning. So this is the new name. Now I'm going to run this query. Okay, I'm executing this query. Now what will happen? Has been set. So database has been set like this. Now if I'm going to refresh, now expanding this, you can see this is changed here. Okay, finally I can able to modify the database also. Now I'm going to delete the DB. Okay, so this is the delete the DB. I am not record. So draw database SQL tutorial. Okay, like this the intelligence also will come. You can using the intelligence also you can suggest the what are the suggesting, you can use it. So now I'm going to execute. So now the command completed successfully. Now if I'm going to refresh the tutorial SQL tutorial database, it will not be available here. Okay, so thank you guys. Now how I'm explaining the database creation using manual and using query, right? Same as we can see alter table to create the table, create the procedure and the view and temporary tables. So those all things we can see in the coming up videos. Okay, thank you guys.